Welcome back to Universe. I'm Andrew, and today I'm playing SolForge Fusion. The official release was last week, but I've still got some of my Kickstarter decks. I've been playing through a series, doing a bit of a tournament, but you're welcome to join me for this battle, or you can check out the links in the description for the games leading up to this point. But this is the second semifinals, so the winner of this will face our previous winner in the finals. So leading this deck is going to be this Steel Rosetta. This is the Forgeborn that makes up half of this Forge deck. Her abilities are Tinker, Inspire, and Repurpose. And this is her unique procedurally generated deck, if you want to take a look at that. And the other half of it is going to be from Oros here. So this is the Oros. We're not using this Forgeborn card, but we will be using his deck list on the back. So those are the abilities that we are not using. And then here is his deck list. And actually, we might use Oros's Cycle 2 ability, Shapeshift, because Steel Rosetta's Cycle 2 ability, Inspire, says to use the Forgeborn ability of your unused Forgeborn. So those two deck lists have been combined. The level 1 cards are shuffled up, and I'll go ahead and draw the first 5 cards for the level 1 deck. Level 2 and 3 is here, and on the other side, they're facing off against Korok as the leading Forgeborn with Lightning Speed, Whirlwind, and Demolish. And this deck list here, the unused Forgeborn is going to be this Ironbeard. So you can take a look again. This is the unused Forgeborn, but just in case you wanted to see what we're missing out on, along with his deck list, which we're not missing out on, because again, this deck list plus this Korok deck list are all prepared on that side of the table. And again, the links to all of those decks are in the description. So let's lead off with Steel Rosetta, and she's going to play 1 card from her hand. I think this is a solid lead off. The Armored War Tusk is a 4/6 with 2 armor. Pretty straightforward, and we'll just throw him in the middle. I'm going to put him in the front because we have the active Forge, and I'm going to use this cleared eye to mark that he has 2 armor. Then I'm going to go into my level 2 stack and find the level 2 version of Armored War Tusk and put that into my discard pile for later. So then it is Korok's turn to play their opening card. I don't have a great answer to that, except for that I have the perfect answer, which is Disintegrate. Just deals 8 damage to a creature, so it's got 2 armor and 6 health, so 8 will perfectly take that out. It'll go over to the banished pile, so that's completely out of the game because it's already been replaced by the level 2 version. And so Korok is also going to grab their level 2 version of Disintegrate, put that in the discard pile, and this spell is done so it can go to the banished pile. Steel Rosetta was hoping to be clever, but it's still probably her best play to just play this Epic Hawk. It's a 4/6. It can swap with another creature. We don't have another creature now, and we'll just throw that in the middle and level it up. And Korok is actually going to play offensively here with the Rimehorn Charger. It is aggressive, so normally being on the inactive Forge would mean any creatures they play are going to be in the back row, which means they can't initiate fights this turn. But because it is aggressive, it is going to be played into the front. So we'll just put it there. And it does have a deploy ability, but it says if another creature lost health this turn, which I think one did, the War Tusk lost health. But it says give your other creatures +2 attack when Korok doesn't have any other creatures. So we'll level up the Rimehorn Charger. And now because both players have played 2 cards this turn, we will resolve combat simultaneously in each lane. Again, because they're an active Forge, their creature would have gone to the back, but because it's aggressive specifically, it is in the front. Creatures in the front will initiate a fight. So Epic Hawk is going to hit for 4, bringing Korok down to 46. And Rimehorn Charger is going to hit for 6 and bring Steel Rosetta down to 44. That ends the turn, so the unplayed cards go to the discard pile. Each player draws a new hand of 5 cards. If any creature had been in the back, it would slide forward now. The Forge is exchanged. And now, since the Forge is on Korok's side, he will take the first action of this turn. I think we'll ignore the Epic Hawk, although it does have the ability to swap. So we have to keep an eye on that Trickster, but I'm going to play Bright Steel Sentinel, a robot. It's 5 power and 4 health. When we deploy it, all our robots get 3 armor this turn. I'll just put it over here. It's a robot, so it gets 3 armor. This is not a robot, unfortunately. And I'll level it up. I'm going to try for a cheeky play a little bit. Play Steadfast Prophet, just a plain old 2/6. And I'm going to put it across from the Rimehorn Charger and level that up. I don't know if this is the best. We're going to try to be a little cheeky as well. Play Steadfast Mystic, a only little 1/2. When it's deployed, it gives another creature +3 attack and mobility 1 this turn. So I'm going to give +3 attack to Rimehorn Charger. I'll bring it up to 9, and it gains mobility 1. which means we can exhaust it to move it. So I'm going to put this here, and then I will use mobility, exhausting it to move it one lane in either direction. And I'm choosing to move it to the open lane where the enemy doesn't currently have a blocker. Level up Steadfast Mystic, but because they're going last this turn, they do have the final say on whether they have play a blocker to that spot. And we're not threatening much damage with the Mystic because it's only one, but its leveled up version is pretty strong for later. And that does mess up the plan, but I think we can sneak around it. We can't do what we plan to do, but we can do something. So we're going to play Protective Alamancer. 4/7. It has Defender, so even though we're inactive, which means our creatures go in the back row, Defender means it's always in the back row, even if we had the Forge and even as turns change. Mobility 1 means, as we just saw, it has the ability to move around, but I'm going to lock it in the corner over here, and it also has the ability to activate, deal 1 damage to a creature for each mage you have in play, and Steadfast Prophet is a mage, so we now have 2 mages. Now, that was my action, but I don't have to stop doing stuff until I say so. So I'm going to do a couple free things. I'm going to activate the Epic Hawk to swap with another one of my creatures, just like that. And then I'm going to use this ability, and I have 2 mages, so I can deal 2 damage. And I think I'll just take out the Mystic and put that in their banished pile. I need to level up my Protective Alamancer, and then we can resolve the fight. So now I put this Epic Hawk in the way of the Charger. So 4 damage will kill 4 health, and 9 damage, of course, will kill 6 health. And again, these are all happening simultaneously. These are both in the back, so they do not initiate a fight. Nothing happens. And then we're going to take 5 damage from that, going down to 39. So we had to take a little bit of damage from the Sentinel. But we have a couple Prophets now, and I think that's going to be nice. We can shoot more damage, and if we have more mages, we can do more damage. And in fact, that could be right now, depending on what we draw, because we're going into turn 3. And since we're going to have the Forge, we will have the first opportunity to take an action. Oh, and this Sentinel's ability said that it gained armor during this turn, so the armor is actually gone, even though it didn't use it. And this is actually awkward because I would love to do the damage now with it, just so that our opponent can't mess us up. Like if they kill one of our mages, then we don't have the opportunity to deal 2 damage anymore. But to use the Activate ability, I have to exhaust it, and it has actually 2 different Activate abilities. It has the Activate, which says it right there, but it also has Mobility, which is also an Activate. Both of them require it to exhaust, so it can't do both. I kind of do want to move it to here to block that Sentinel because it can kill it and survive. But I also like being able to shoot things, so I'm going to push my luck and not do either of them and wait to see my opponent's first action. But that also means I shouldn't put anything here if I'm planning to maybe move that into that spot. I have the Forge, but I don't have anything particularly aggressive. I'm going to play this Stout Bear. It's only at 3/6 vanilla, but again, this has more powerful level 2 versions, like this 6/9, and I'll just put it here. All right, I think this card is too strong to pass up. We're not messing around. We're just going to play Drix, activate, play a Gizmo minion, and I'm going to put it over here and activate it to make a Gizmo, which is one of the types of tokens from off screen. It's just a 2/2, but it has the ability that when it's replaced, it gives +2/+2 to the creature that replaced it. So for example, if we had this creature here, which is where I'm going to put it, and then later on we play another creature there, we can choose to do that. There can only be 1 creature per lane, but we can replace the creature we already have there, and then the Gizmo's ability would give this new creature +2/+2. But it's probably not going to happen. We're probably just going to let it block that bear and deal 2 damage. But Drix can make a new one every turn, which is nice. And we'll level him up. Well, now the Alamancer can just pick off that Gizmo. It's only a 2/2. But I'm more scared about Drix at this point. So I'm going to play Mystical Batterhide in front of Drix. It's a 4/3, so it's big enough to kill it and survive. Deploy an enemy level 1 creature, loses all abilities and gains Defender, which just means it's going to slide back and take 1 turn off from attacking, so we'll avoid that 5 damage. Thought about choosing Drix just in case they have the ability to ready it and make another Gizmo, but that's kind of rare. And deploy Make a Wisp, which is nice. So this is going to be here. I also make a Wisp. So Wisps are like the Gizmos, except they just don't have that extra ability. It's just a 2/2. And I guess that's just going to go here, although it's just going to die. But I want to use the Activate on the Alamancer, and I'll just kill the Gizmo outright. So the Drix won't be a big deal. And level up the Batterhide. This is unfortunate for Korok. They have Taunting Justicar, which when it's deployed can move another creature to its lane, but Steel Rosetta's spots are all full, so we can't force anything to move. It'd be nice to like clear up this Drix lane and pull this over somewhere, but we didn't really think about the fact that all those spots are going to be full. Still an 8-power creature, which means it's big enough to kill the Allomancer, except that because we don't have the Forge, our creatures go in the back, and since that's also in the back, there would actually be no fight, and they would still have this Allomancer again next turn. So if I want to kill something, my only option is to replace one of my creatures, or have it fight the bear, because the bear will initiate the fight. And I guess that's what I'm going to do, because I like taking out cards. And if I put it here, it'll take 2 turns to kill the Allomancer anyway. So let's kill the bear now and hopefully deal with the Allomancer later. Level up the Justicar. Both players have done 2 actions, so we resolve the fight. 1 brings 3 down to 2. 4 will kill 4. 5 will kill 2. And then 2 will bring 4 down to 2. These do not... Actually, this should have slid forward. So we could have put that there to fight. I mean, we could have put it here anyway, but putting it here with this in front actually makes them fight. And I think I do want to do that because it's a mage, so that will reduce the output on the Allomancer. So I'm going to take 3 from the bear, go down to 43. Justicar's health goes from 5 down to 3 from the 2 attack, and then the 8 will kill 6 and reduce the mage count on the other side of the board. Both players discard their hands, exchange the Forge, and they would redraw their hand, except for you only play 3 turns per cycle. You do not draw the last 5 cards of your deck. And now all the level 2 cards that they've been putting into the deck are now shuffled in to redraw to start out cycle 2, which is when the Forgeborn can also start using their Forgeborn abilities. All right, now Korok gets to take the first action in cycle 2, and he did not draw any level 2 cards, unfortunately. All level 1s. I'm going to play Thundersoar. 0 attack and 12 health is a breakthrough, which means if it's in the front and it deals damage, and it deals enough damage to kill its opponent creature, the extra damage goes to the opponent's health. And whenever it takes damage, it gains that much health. So right now it's at 0, but it could get bigger, and I'm going to put it right opposite that Protective Allomancer and level it up. I think we're probably okay to let that, with how long is it going to take to kill this? Like 2-3 turns? Because right now it's going to do 0. Next turn it will deal 4, or it'll take 4 but gain 4 health. The turn after that it'll deal 4 damage. Anyway, it seems like a weird move. I wonder if they have anything up their sleeve. No more mages. I think I'm just going to play this bigger bear. So we drew a level 2. First level 2 of the game is going to be the 6/9 level 2 stout bear. And we'll put that in front of the Taunting Justicar because as big as its 8 health is, 8 attack is, 9 health is bigger. Now that gets to level up to level 3 going into our discard pile. So we're going to take some damage, but we're going to get rid of that Allomancer and deal some damage in return, hopefully, by playing Stone Skin. Give one of your creatures +5 attack. It may battle an enemy creature. So I'm going to give Thundersoar 5. Oh, I didn't really... For some reason I thought that was going to kill the Allomancer. It's not. At least not immediately. But I'm going to stick with it. Maybe it might even be better. So we're going to do 5. Then they're going to fight immediately. So 5 brings 7 down to 2. And then 4 will bring 12 down to 8. And then because it took 4 damage, it gets to gain 4 more attack, going up to 9. Level up Stone Skin. That's all we get to do this turn, so hopefully Steel Rosetta doesn't mess us up too much in return. I think I'm going to screw around with them a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use the mobility to move it to here, because now I can fight the Sentinel and they will trade. Doing the 1 damage wouldn't have much of an effect. And then I'm going to play Energy Prison, giving creature -7 attacks. I'm going to take away 7 from the Thundersoar, bringing it down to 2, and we get to upgrade a card in our hand and discard it. So we're going to be upgrading the Energy Prison because we played it, and I'm also upgrading this Combat Mantis. So we're getting an extra level up over our opponent. And now these creatures can fight. I guess anybody could have used their Forgeborn ability, but I don't think anybody wanted to. So we'll stick with that. We still have 2 more turns in which they can use that. So we're going to be doing 7 damage over to that side. Bring them down to 36. 2 damage is coming through from the Thunder Sword, so we'll go down to 37. And then these all fight. 4 kills 2, 5 kills 2, so these are even trades. And then 6 will kill 3, and 8 will bring 9 down to 1. Exchange the forge, discard the hands, and draw a new 5. So the stout bear will slide forward. Now Steel Rosetta is up on health by 1 and has a much nicer board. I mean, it's not much nicer, but it's definitely nicer. But now she's the one with no level 2s. Not totally sure, but I'm going to play Stabilizing Sentry. Level it up. It's a 3/2 with 1 armor. When we deploy it, we can return a creature to its printed stats. I'm going to choose the Stout Bear. It gets 8 health back. And I'm just going to put it into this empty lane. We're only threatening 3 damage. But yeah, we don't have any level 2s, so hopefully that is enough to be interesting. I mean, 8 health on the bear was nice. I don't know why I keep saying boar instead of bear. Fortunately, Korok's ability is kind of aggressive. Gives its creatures +2 attack and aggressive. I don't feel very aggressive. I feel a little bit more defensive right now. 9 health is just too much. All right, so I'm going to put out Stampeding Warstoker. An 8/3. Breakthrough doesn't work from the back row, but I'm going to put it in front of the bear with the plans. Then I'm going to give them +2 attack in order to be able to trade with that bear at least. I don't want to take 6 damage. I have good stuff over here, but they're just too much. I have too much stuff out already. All right, so let's do it this way. I'm just going to play this little spell, Gauntlets of Solgrim. Deal 3 to a creature. Fortunately, the Warstoker has exactly 3 health, so we just get to cleanly take that out and give a creature 3 armor this turn. And I think that's going to be this Batterhide. It has the lowest health, but the highest attack. I mean, not the 6 attack, but that has got 9 health, so I feel like it makes the most sense there. Level it up. So our backup plan was to play this level 2 Rhymehorn Charger. We get to level up to level 3 Rhymehorn Charger. It says aggressive, and if another creature lost health this turn, give our other creatures +3 attack. So our Warstoker did lose health, so we get to give our other creatures +3 attack, putting this up to 5. So that's nice at least. And then we fight, so we're taking 4, 7, 10 damage, going down to 26. They're going to take 5, going down to 32. And then these two will fight. Oh, I should have used this. I definitely do want to trade with this bear. So I'm going to use the Forgeborn ability Lightning Speed. They both get +2 attack and aggressive. Aggressive won't matter because this was already in the front. And this is printed with aggressive, but the 2 attack will matter because this is going to be a 7 instead. So they're actually down to 30, and that means the charger is big enough to kill the bear, and it'll kill it back. So they're going to trade. So we're actually only down 4 health relative, but yeah, they still have a bigger board on Steel Rosetta's side, and she has not used her ability yet. This will be her last turn available to do so before we move into cycle 3, however. Armor is gone because the round ended. It's just temporary. I actually have a lot of good cards I want to play this turn. Let's start with level 2 Drix. So 8 health, which is nice. 2 attack only, which is not big enough to take anything out, but we can put it in front of this bear, and that will be kind of inconvenient for them. Oh, it's actually in the front, but I don't think that's fine either way. Go ahead and make the gizmo, and I'm going to put that over here because that's big enough to trade with that Batterhide at least. And we gain the ability that whenever one of our creatures replaces a creature, it gets +2/+2, so that's on top of the gizmo bonus. So if we replace a gizmo, we'll get +4/+4 on the new creature. And make Drix level 3. Now I think it's time to use Tinker. So we're going to make 2 gizmos into our 2 open spots. I'm going to play level 2 Epic Hawk, a 6/10 that can activate 2 switch. We're going to go ahead and upgrade or replace this one. And because of the gizmo ability, it's going to get +2/+2, making it an 8/12. Level up to 3. And let's leave it like that for now. Again, we got the Justicar against a full board, so we can't move anything. I think this makes sense, though. I'm going to play Steadfast Mystic. 7/10, level 2. Deploy, give another creature +4 and mobility 2 this turn. So we're going to give 4 more on this Thunderstorm. The breakthrough is nice, bringing it up to 11 attack. Mobility 2 means we can exhaust it to move it up to 2 lanes away, which means it can go anywhere from the middle. But because these 2 are blocked, they're not available. I'm just going to move it here and threaten that Epic Hawk rather, with our Thundersaur. I'm placing this into this lane because that was the only one. I mean, I could have put it in either of these two that were open, but I knew I wanted to move this to here. So I put this here. It's going to be able to kill that sentry. Leaving the gizmo unupgraded just to trade with the batter hide. I think that's okay. Mystic levels up to 3. Hopefully that works out. And you know what? I'm going to change that because on their behalf, it doesn't make any sense. The Epic Hawk is actually able to kill the Thundersaur and survive because this has 11 attack and Epic Hawk has 12 health. It has 8 attack against the Thundersaur's 8 health. So that's actually a very bad move, and they should just leave it in the middle and just take the +4 bonus. I think everything else is fine. But we're going to screw them over even on that, I think. We really do want to kill the Drix, so I'm going to use Epic Hawk's activate ability to switch places with the bear. So the Epic Hawk is going to be able to destroy Drix, and then for my actual play, no, it's not that exciting. I'm just going to play this Mystical Batterhide and replace the Gizmo so it'll get the +2/+2 buff, bringing it up to a 10-8. Can give something Defender and have it lose its abilities, so I guess that makes sense. No, because if we push back the Thundersaur, we're going to be playing in the back row and we won't kill it because nobody will start the fight. It'd be nice to ignore Breakthrough, but we want the fight to happen. I don't think it matters which abilities we destroy or which we give Defender to, because we actually want these fights to happen. So I'm going to put that here, say 10-8, level it up, and resolve the fight. So 8 is going to kill 8, 2 will bring 12 down to 10. Drix is dead. 3 is going to go through, putting them down to 23. 10 will kill 8. 11 will kill 8 and do 3 over, bringing us down to 27. Again, because of the Breakthrough, but that does kill the Thundersaur finally, that little level 1 guy. And this is dead also. And then 3 will bring 10 down to 7. And the 7 will break 1 armor and kill the remaining 2 health easily. 4 kills 2 until 2 kills 2. So this board is finally cleared out a bit. It's going to end this turn and also this cycle. So players will reshuffle, now including a few level 3 cards. Not that many, because a lot of them didn't actually get drawn. They didn't draw and or play too many level 2s this cycle. The Forgeborn are also going to become ready. They can use their cycle 3 abilities now. Bear's been around for a while, so let's see. Cycle 3 gets kicked off. Oh, and I just drew this level 3 Mystical Batterhide, which reminded me that when we played this level 2 version, I could have made a Wisp, but I didn't have room for it. So I didn't mention that, but I could have replaced something, but that didn't make sense. And I think I will play the Mystical Batterhide, though. The level 3 we just looked at, a 14-11. Again, we get to give something Defender and lose its abilities. The only option is the Mystic. Of course, I mean, we'll do it. The question is, do we want to be aggressive and put our 14 power creature in an open lane, make our opponent block it, or do we put it in front of the Mystic? We do have a very slight health advantage, a bit of a bigger board advantage, but not too much bigger. I think I'm going to put it in an open lane and make our opponent deal with it. And level 3 creature does not level up. There's no level 4. So if this one is banished, we're just down 1 card out of our 20 cards deck. We do get a minion this time, though. We make a Wisp. And I'll put that, you know what, I actually think I just put that in front of the Mystic. I almost wish my own creature had Defender, but no, I'll put it here. We've been getting stopped at every turn, but I'm going to play our level 3 Drix, 4/10. I'm going to put that in this front of this lowly bear, because again, it'll take forever for it to die from it. And we'll activate it to make a Mega Gizmo minion. And now whenever we play, or whenever we replace one of our creatures, it'll get +6/+6. The Mega Gizmo is on the other side of the Gizmo. It's a 6/6 that gives +6/+6 to the creature replacing it, which means in combination with this level 3 Drix, when we replace Mega Gizmo, the replacing creature will get +10/+10. Question is, where does that get placed? Maybe that's what we use to block the Batterhide. To exhaust Drix for that. Yeah, this Mega Gizmo is not big enough yet, but if we replace it, we're basically signaling to our opponent that we're going to be replacing it with something better. Although, I mean, we can always move it. Korok's cycle 3 ability is Whirlwind. You know, creature +6 and attack and move it to any lane. So if on our second action we're not happy with this Mega Gizmo placement, we can move it somewhere else, but there's no opening and we're not in the forge. It's going to be a hard time dealing damage this turn. On the other hand, I think I am going to push damage, and I'm going to do it by playing this Combat Mantis. We didn't play this, the level 1 version. We level it up using our spell. This is a 3/4. I'm going to put it in front of the Mystic and let it die and just do a little bit of damage to the Mystic. But its deploy ability is that this turn, it gets the ability to activate and use our Forgeborn Cycle 3 ability. So now I can activate this to do my Cycle 3 ability without having to exhaust her. I could still use that now or later. And her ability is to use the Cycle 3 ability of our unused Forgeborn. So now Oros comes back out, and his Cycle 3 ability is Shapeshift, give a creature +6/+6, and has all creature types this turn. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use the all creature type portion of that ability, but if we had our mage counting thing, that would definitely be relevant. But I'm going to give +6/+6 to the Wisp, actually, making it an 8/8 just to threaten more damage. So I could have the Combat Mantis use Rosetta's ability to use Oros's ability to give itself +6/+6 in order to kill the Mystic. But again, I'm focusing on the unblocked lanes instead. Except for that, I would like to kill Drix. We don't really want Drix to survive. I do need to level up the Combat Mantis. But what do we do about Drix? I could put +6/+6 on Epic Hawk instead and use it to activate to change places with the bear again. So we're only pushing through 3 damage, but we can't let them make Mega Gizmos willy-nilly. I'm actually not going to put the 6/6 on the Wisp. I'm going to put it on Epic Hawk, making it a 14/16. And now it's in front of Drix. So can Korok save it? Don't think so. Well, he can actually. He can use Whirlwind to move Drix to any lane. Does that make sense? Yeah, our opponent pivoted away from focusing on damage. We're taking 5 right now. But I'm going to play Disintegrate. So this deals, level 2 version deals 14 to a creature that entered play this turn. And I'm going to take out this Mystical Batterhide. I'm not going to level or replace the Gizmo, but I am going to make it survive. So we're kill it with the Disintegrate, level up the Disintegrate, and then I am going to use Korok's Whirlwind to give +6 to Drix, bringing him up to 10 and move him to any lane, which will be against this bear. Because now we will fight. Oh, now I have to take all that damage, though. This should be on 6. 6, 12, 14, 16. Go down to 7. Hopefully that will pay off. I'm going to let that happen. This doesn't do any damage because it's in the back. But here, this will initiate the fight. It's going to hit for 3, putting this Mystic down to 4. And 7 back will kill the Mantis. And then Drix's 10 health drops down to 7 from the level 1 bear's attack. And finally the bear is taken out by Drix's new 10 health, 10 attack. That is that. And now we go to turn 2 of cycle 3. Discard, draw, discard, draw. Now we actually have a little bit of a better board. That Epic Hawk is very scary. Because now the forge is switched. It is still in the front row though, and it will have they'll have the last action to put it where they want it to be to hit us for another 14. All right, let's go wild. We're bringing Thundersword back, level 2 this time. We're replacing Mega Gizmo, which means it gets +6/+6, +4/+4 more from Drix's ability. So this is going to be a 10/26 dinosaur right here in the middle, which is very big. And level it up, and of course make another Mega Gizmo because we don't want to forfeit that opportunity. So they can just move their Epic Hawk around, but we'll just put it in front anyway. Uh-oh, and Steel Rosetta's hand is bad. Oh, they're getting beefed out over there. And they've already made their Mega Gizmo, but that constant ability is still in effect. If they replace this one next, they could have another giant monster. And I think the best thing I can do is make a medium-sized monster and hope to get a little tricky on the second action, but we'll see. So I'm just going to play this warrior 7/6 with 4 armor and just put it in front of the Mystic. They're down to 7, but they've got a good position now. Level it up. Again, I thought I was going to use Stone Skin. I was going to give +5 to Thundersword to give it 15 attack, and then immediately battle the Epic Hawk to kill it, and get another 14 more attack because it takes that much damage. Still have plenty of health left. Unfortunately, 15 attack is just short of the 16 health that Epic Hawk has, so we'd be leaving it alive. I don't think I can spend a card for that. So instead I'm going to play this level 3 Steadfast Mystic. We're going to replace the Mega Gizmo, so we're going to get that +10/+10 again, making 18/21, and it gives +5 to another creature, along with mobility, but I don't think we're going to use the mobility. Actually, we can. Let's give it mobility here, just because that means we survived this attack. We don't want to fight that War Tusk, so that'll kill the Wisp and leave this around for another turn. And the War Tusk won't hit us because it's in the back. So this is going here. It's an 18/21, and this is getting +5, which is 12. All right, that was close. Our Epic Hawk was almost dead. Not that we would necessarily know that. But now how can we avoid taking 6, 10, 20 damage and kill that Drix with an option of these level 1 cards? This is an interesting conundrum here. So we're going to play Palladium Pulse Mage 2/5. Level 1, activate, each player destroys their lowest attack creature. I'm going to go ahead and activate that. Here's the problem. We've got a tie for 2 and 2. I'm sure we get to choose. They have a tie for their lowest is actually 10, and it's between Thundersoar and Drix. So I don't know who gets to choose. If they get to choose their own tiebreaker on that, or if we get to choose, and in which order, because the order could be important as well. But I'm going to say that we're going to destroy the Wisp, and they're going to destroy the Drix. They got a lot of use out of it, but it's not going to do as much damage potentially as this Thundersoar, which also has like 2 or 3 times, almost 4 times as much health. So they're going to choose to let Drix die, unfortunately for them. And then we're going to activate Epic Hawk to switch these 2 positions. We're going to use Steel Rosetta's Inspire to use Oros' Shapeshift to give Epic Hawk +6/+6. And then they're going to fight. So this does nothing. We take 12, going down to 15. These 2 fight, if you can even call it that, because the 2 damage will take 2 off of this giant string of dice. I didn't level up the Pulse Mage, so I should do that. And these fight, so 6, 12, 18, 19, 20 against 6, 12, 18, 24, 26. So it's down to 6. It's dealing 10 back, so 10 off of that brings them down to 12. And then they actually get 20 more attack on there. So up to 30 attack. And I guess that ends that turn. Discard our hand, flip the Forge. We are going to have one more turn in this cycle. Both Forgeborn have used their abilities though. Be nice to be able to pick off the last 6 health in that without having to worry about shenanigans. The rest of these just have to be blocked normally. And I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to do it while I got it. I'm going to play Gauntlets of Solgrim. We drew it. I got it. I'm playing it. Level it up. Deal 6 damage to a creature. Give a creature 6 armor. So let's kill the Thundersoar and give 6 armor to the Epic Hawk. So that's the only creature we care about. Need to get 15 damage through. We got 12 here and 18 here. I think I must have messed up somewhere. So apologies for the mistake. I don't think I should have had the Stone Skin because now I've drawn level 2 Stone Skin. So that must have mean I played it at some point. So I'll fix that going into the deck cycle, but just keep on keeping on for now. We can't take 20. And we also can't take 7. So we do need to focus on blocking. Unfortunately, we only have 2 creatures in our hand, so those have to be the blockers. I feel like that's not going to go well, considering our opponent has an Epic Hawk. All right, so I'm going to play Steadfast War Charger. 3/3. Mobility 1, which means we can put it here and then it has the option to go in here before the combat actually resolves. So, but yeah, we just have a couple level 1 creatures to work with and then 3 spells that unfortunately are not going to help us out. Well, they might, but not. We'll see. We only get 1 more card though, and then our turn is over and we're currently taking way too much damage. So I think I need to play Stabilizing Sentry. So 6/4, we're going to put it over here, and it returns a creature with printed attack and health, and we're going to shrink this Mystic back down to being an 8/11, which is still notable, but not lethal. Mark that 4 armor, and level it up. And I guess we're not swapping anything around. We're just going to leave the Epic Hawk where it is. Means now I think this Stone Skin is going to be the difference. So we're going to play the level 2 Stone Skin. I'm going to pump up the Steadfast Mystic, putting it back up to 15 and have it fight this Stabilizing Sentry. So 15 will break 4 armor and deal the necessary damage to finish it off. 6 will come back, bringing its health on this side down to 5. Level up Stone Skin just to be thorough. I'm going to use the mobility on the War Charger to block the Epic Hawk, which now can't move because we get the last say as the inactive Forge player, and we resolve the fight. We're going to take 7 damage and go to 0. These two will fight. The armor will completely block the War Charger's damage, which will be just demolished. And then our opponent over there is going to take 6, 12, 18, 24, 27 damage, going down to -12. We're both dead, but Korok is less dead, being only at nice healthy life total of 0. So Korok and Ironbeard were the winner. Steadfast Mystics, Drix, I think they did get to play with more level 3 cards than Steel Rosetta happened to draw. They got Batterhide, which died right away, and that was it. Whereas on this side, we had the Mystic and Drix. Was that it? Just those two. So, yeah, one more level 3 than the other side had. Didn't count level 2s. This Epic Hawk was definitely dangerous and persistent, but at some point, Korok, player 2, just managed to pivot the board state from having the big beefy monsters on this side to having more of them on this side, which means they'll be going into the finals. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe so we can get more subscribers, and bye.